The world's strongest hunters just watched a E-rank nobody solo a dungeon that killed entire S-rank teams. Let me tell you what actually happened. Hold up, if you're loving this, drop a like right now because what happens next is insane. And follow for part 2 dropping tomorrow where I break down the actual fight, 0 rank versus E-rank. Okay, so in solo leveling, S-rank hunters are literally the top 0.1%. We're talking people who can level entire city blocks. Cha Hae-in from Korea, Thomas Andre from America, Leonard Nierman from Germany, these guys are national treasures. Countries go to war over having S ranks. They've been untouchable for years. The celebrities. The gods among men. Then came the Jeju Island raid. The ant dungeon that had already killed dozens of S ranks. Japan tried 4 times and failed. Korea's entire S rank force suited up for what everyone knew was a suicide mission. And this skinny E-rank kid named Sung Jin-woo shows up. The guy who was literally called the weakest hunter of all time just 2 months ago. Most of them didn't even know who he was. Hold up, if you're loving this, drop a like right now because what happens next is insane. And follow for part 2 dropping tomorrow where I break down the actual fight. So the raid starts. The Ant King appears, this monster that one-shot entire S-rank teams before. Everyone's preparing to die. Then Jin-woo just walks forward. Alone. And these S-rank hunters, people who've never felt fear in a dungeon, they just stand there. Frozen. Because they can feel it. This pressure coming off him. It's not human. Baek Yunho, a guy who can sense power levels, literally starts shaking. He says later it felt like standing in front of a hurricane. Then Jin-woo raises his hand and says one word, arise. And an army of shadows erupts from the ground. We're talking hundreds of monsters. Dead S-rank level beasts he'd killed and turned into soldiers.